Well, we have coast-to-coast storms, a big storm in the northeast creating a lot of wind and flooding, another storm on the west coast, lake effect snows in between, and a potential Christmas storm brewing. So a lot of colors on the map here in the northeast. We've got high wind warnings in brown. We've got all sorts of different flooding warnings here in the greens. And lake effect snow warnings, winter storm warnings along the coastal areas of Lake Erie, and then some winter storm warnings in the Appalachians and parts of West Virginia too. But some incredible wind coming off the coast with this storm system in the northeast. This has been riding the whole east coast all weekend. We talked about this storm last week, but 50 to 65 mile per hour wind gusts along the Massachusetts and Maine coasts. Tons of rainfall so far. Delaware, 4 or 5 inches of rain, a huge area of 2 to 4 inches of rain across eastern Pennsylvania, Virginia, also the Washington, D.C. areas. And then that rain is continuing now more into New England. Massachusetts and Maine today gets the rain, in addition to that very strong wind that we're seeing coming off the coastal areas. But on the backside of the system, we're seeing some strong winds too, pushing in some colder air coming in out of Canada and the Great Lakes areas. But additional rainfall today, anywhere from 1 to 4 inches across parts of Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont. In the higher elevations, it will be snow. But as I mentioned, that wind coming off the coast along the shore. But on the backside of that low, we've got strong northwest winds. These are all wind gusts back all the way to Minnesota, and that cold wind is producing a lot of lake effect snow from the UP of Michigan, across the lower Michigan, across Ohio, Pennsylvania, upstate New York. In particular, the lake effect snow machine really going off the coast of Lake Erie here. So from Erie, Pennsylvania, and then just south of Buffalo, but on the New York side of Lake Erie, we're talking about 6 to 12 inches of snow, and then some very heavy snow in the Appalachians, as I mentioned as well, in West Virginia. On the west coast, we have a storm too. Not quite an atmospheric river event, but a decent sized storm hitting California with some heavy rainfall, the Pacific Northwest. And that is also producing quite a bit of rainfall. Not as much as that northeast storm, but they've seen anywhere from a ½ inch to an inch of rain in northern California. Snow is falling in the Sierra Nevada, and we're going to see additional rainfall and snowfall here over the next 24 to 48 hours. In fact, some spots could see 2-3 inches of rain in northern California, and of course in the higher elevations in the mountains this is going to fall as snow. We've got some winter storm watches in parts of California, where in the Sierra Nevada we're talking about multiple feet of snow, which is pretty typical when we get these big storm systems hitting the mountains there. So recharging the aquifers again this winter, hopefully in California, where they still are in a multi-year drought overall. But then we're talking about the potential for a Christmas storm. This is the European model. It's the most aggressive early on in the storm system, but the potential for heavy rain and snow for the Central U.S., which is being missed by these 2 coastal storms right now. So that's something we're going to be watching through the week, but potential for a significant system Christmas Eve into Christmas Day and the day after.